Well, that's what we're doing today. We're unboxing this brand new DJI Osmo Action 4. Now I know there's an Action 5, but when you go online on Amazon, this one actually brings a good amount of swag. Now I bought this one, of course, because it brought the camera, but also because it has 3 batteries and a charging station. I like that better because you can charge them all at once. Even though it's still going to do it one at a time, you can just leave them to charge overnight and you should be good tomorrow morning. It's the same way as the actual DJI drone that I also have. So I'm not too worried about anything. Also, it brings a couple mounts and it has this rod, which I'm pretty sure this is for selfies and whatnot, but we'll look at that later. Now that we got that unwrapped, we can open this somehow. So this is everything you get, I think. And I saw something back there. The selfie stick. Or the whacking stick. Oh, here's the camera. Oh man, it's no bigger than a GoPro 8. That's cool. I put my GoPro 8 away, but this is really cool. This is so small. Here's a case for your camera, which is always useful. There's a silica. Cat's gonna eat that if I don't catch that. And here's gotta be your cables and your batteries and probably your mounts. So let's just unbox everything all at once. I'm gonna clean all this up. Does that look clean? We're gonna call that clean for now. Man, the amount of cool stuff just for buying DJI stuff is pretty neat. Like, I love this case for the batteries. And they look like they got decent charge. They're not green, they're kind of amber, it's hard to tell. But there's 3 of them and they're all in this one case. I really like that. Makes it very easy to stay very organized. The camera itself is pretty dope. I mean, I like it. I mean, like I said, I probably could have gone with the 5 and it would have been okay, but it wouldn't have come with all this stuff. It even comes with a little case for it too. I don't know how it's gonna work because I bought a little fuzzy cover for it, so I don't know if it's gonna go over this or not. And if I compare it to the GoPro 8, it's literally just a hair smaller than it. You can kind of just barely tell. It's the fact that I'm poking this. It's kind of the same width. It is a little longer. Poke it this side, bam, nothing, but it's pretty cool. I'm probably gonna switch to recording on this from now on, and I may or may not do a voiceover, but all in all, I really do like the way this looks. I like all the stuff that it came with, man. It's really cool. If I had to do it over again, I will let you know if I would do it again, but right now, let's just go look at it outside. Okay, I won't lie. The fact that the stick is so long is kind of neat. It's too big. Okay, so in hindsight, I decided to do the voiceover after all. First thing I want to touch on is that selfie stick. It was kind of cool, and it's super long. I can see why a lot of people would use one. I mean, I did try to record myself riding on the bicycle and using the selfie stick. Honestly, not the best idea that I've had. I could see why it's super useful, especially if I were to get off and talk about something. Sometimes I would replace something on a bike, or if I just want to record something that's lower to the ground, I won't have to bend over or anything like that. So it's super useful in that regard. That being said, I didn't use it much outside today. Another thing that I'm going to note is that the actual camera was super easy to use. I had to go through the settings to understand what the difference was with the GoPro settings. I'm pretty sure that they call it Rocksteady here, so I kind of just set it the way it was. I didn't adjust anything. I wanted this to be a simple grab, go type of thing. I mean, the only difference between what I bought and what I used was that I had to use an old memory stick or an SD card, but other than that, I'm just using the camera out of the box the way it was without adjusting anything. If I had to do it again, the only thing I would have done different is I probably would have used some trails that were a little more intensive, but I wasn't really feeling it today, so that's why I grabbed the gravel bike. I've been using that bike more than my other mountain bikes, and I really got to do maintenance on them, but I've been putting it off. I just don't have the time for it right now. I like the gravel bike because it's just grab and go. The only thing that I had to do today or the day before was just make sure that I lubed up the chain, and I just grabbed it. Honestly, the fact that I don't have to service anything crazy, there's no charging of the batteries, there's no fork maintenance I have to worry about, makes it super easy. But I'm moving on. Let's go back to the camera. Alright, just do some last minute little tidbits and things that I found out. This is actually pretty fun to use. Honestly, I kind of like that you can just take this mount off by squeezing this area right here and pulling off. It's magnetically held also, so it might be a little tricky at first. I'm not gonna lie, this little stick here was a little more useful than I thought, because at first I thought this was it, but then when I was out there I noticed that you could actually open it, and it's about a good 5 feet long, so that's pretty useful. Okay, to sum things up, the reason why I went with this one is, of course, the extra battery. The selfie stick, though nice, was kind of a moot point. Honestly, this had everything you needed to get out and go. Like I said before, I didn't adjust any of the settings. I just grabbed the camera, bought an SD card that was on clearance at Target, and I just got out there. Honestly, I'm not the type of person that thinks that you need a ton of different things to just get out there and go have fun. This camera was great. It was at a good price point. Again, honestly, get it on sale. If you could always just get it on sale, get the things on sale. Don't spend any more money than you have to. Another thing is that because this thing had 3 batteries, I feel like it's going to go longer, because sometimes action cameras don't have the best cooling methods, so the battery could expand on certain brands. I'm not a hater for anyone. I'm just letting you know that when you don't have a good method to cool off your batteries while you're using them, you may see yourself running through a lot of them. Not that I see this happening with this one, but it's just a good thing to be aware of. Batteries aren't cheap, and I honestly don't feel like buying another one for a while. I also don't feel like buying a new camera for a while. I think this is going to go for a while. That being said, if you stayed until the end, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you next time. I don't know what we're doing next time, but we'll find something. All right, enough fooling around.